So, it has been more than 1 year since I last opened the game engine. And this is kind of embarrassing because usually on this channel I talk about indie games, I review stuff, I complain a bit, and sometimes I give advice about game development and the indie game world in general. So today, let's do something different. Let's open a game engine again and do a weird project. Not a tutorial, not a review, but just a game project based on one simple rule. The idea is painfully simple. I wanted to see if I could make a playable game using only one button. No keyboard orchestra, no secret shortcuts. Just one button. And whatever my brain could squeeze out of it. Just one level as a starter. Nothing else. So the button itself does not matter. It could be spacebar, a mouse click, a touchscreen tap, or even a big red arcade button if you're fancy. What matters is that every interaction comes from that single input. With only one button, you cannot waste input. You cannot say, oh yeah, just press something else. Every action has to be intentional. And that constraint already starts shaping the game design before you even open the engine. I opened Unity, watched the loading screen for a suspicious amount of time, and immediately got hit with that feeling of, alright, this is how it works. New project, empty scene, and the classic Unity editor layout that somehow never changes and always changes at the same time. First thing I did was create a sphere. Nothing fancy, just a sphere. Then I added a plane so the sphere would not fall into the void, which is always a good start for any game. I also added a rigid body to the sphere because physics is doing most of the heavy lifting here. Gravity works, the sphere falls, life is wonderful. Now, let's add some code to make the ball jump. Now, let's press play. And now, let's press the button. Nothing happens. Suspicious. Perfect. A bug. we need a bug as a starter. It always helps. Turns out I had to adapt everything to Unity's new input system, because of course I did. A few minutes of fixing input binding later, the ball finally jumps. Except now it jumps like it's trying to escape the atmosphere. So I reduce the force. Now it barely jumps. I increase it again. Okay, now it jumps too much again. This is the eternal indie developer dance. In the end, I say the magic words every developer says. This should be good for now. Let's leave this force now. At this point, the button makes the ball jump. That's fine, but it's not enough. So I decided that a quick press makes the ball jump, and holding the button makes the ball roll forward. Same button, different behavior, based on how long you press it. And surprisingly, this works really well. The ball jumps when you tap, and rolls when you hold. Suddenly, we already have movement, momentum, and timing, all coming from one input. Amazing. We accidentally made a game mechanic. Now that the ball can move, the camera obviously needs to follow it. Otherwise, the player is playing hide and seek with their own character. I could write a camera follow script myself, but I'm lazy, and Unity already gives us Cinemachine. So I add Cinemachine, set up a basic follow camera, assign the ball as the target, press play, and it just works. Okay, this works perfect for now. Gameplay-wise, things are working. Visually, it looks like a physics experiment from 2008. So I decided to add some style. I grabbed some free assets to make the environment look a bit more interesting. And yes, even though the assets are free, I really want to give credit to the creator. The website is kenny.nl. I'll put it somewhere here or somewhere here, I don't know. You can find all kinds of amazing free assets there. They are free to use, and you can even donate if you want. Seriously, huge thanks to Kenny for carrying half of the indie game industry. After swapping some meshes and materials, the scene already feels more like a game and less like a Unity tutorial. Originally, the main character was just going to be a ball. But while looking at the assets, I had a thought. What if it's not a ball? What if it's something else? What if it's a barrel? Same physics, same idea, but way more personality. So I replaced the sphere but kept the rigid body with a barrel model. Adjusted the collider, tweaked the rigid body, and instantly the game felt more charming, let's say. You know, sometimes game design is just vibes, you just follow the vibe. Now it's time to actually build the level. The first level is extremely important. This level is not here to challenge the player. It's here to teach them what the game is about without using text. So I start placing terrain at different heights. The idea is simple. The player sees higher platforms and lower platforms and naturally understands that they can either move forward or jump. No tutorial pop-up, no instructions, just level design doing the talking. So, they should already tell the player, this is a platformer, but not a fast one. You need to think. Now, let's add a real puzzle, but it has to be an easy one, easy to understand. I place some spikes in the level. Spikes are great because everyone understands them instantly. Touch spikes, bad things happen. I tag them as spikes and I write a simple collision script. If the barrel touches the spikes, it's game over. For now, game over is just a message and stopping time. Nothing fancy. We don't need it for now. We just have to be sure that it works. So now the player cannot just roll forward. The spikes block the path. So how do we solve this? The solution is a button. A physical button in the level. When the barrel touches the button, a platform moves and fills the empty space where the spikes are. To make this work, we're gonna create two scripts, one for the button and one for the moving platform. When the barrel collides with the button, the platform starts moving. So, like always, the first time I test it, it doesn't work. Then it works a bit too fast. Then it moves too far. After some tweaking of speed and distance, it finally feels right. And there it is. The barrel can now safely move forward without touching the spikes. Puzzle solved, right? Yeah, kind of, yeah. Every level needs an end, so obviously we add a flag. I add a simple collision script so that when the barrel touches the flag, the level is completed. For now, it's just a debug message, saying the level is passed. So at this point, something important happens. With just this first level prototype, the game gets an identity. This is a puzzle platformer built around one button. All the mechanics we used here, movement, jumping, hazards, buttons, moving platforms, will also be used in the next levels, potentially infinite levels. So, before moving forward, the best thing to do is polish what we already have. We got the idea, we made some kind of prototype, but now we have to polish everything, because those assets that we use now, those scripts that we wrote now, we're gonna use them in the future, so they better be clean. First of all, the movement of the barrel is not perfect. The speed is not constant, and the rotation does not always feel right, you know? We need the barrel to rotate properly every time we press the button. So I tried improving the movement, added some animations to the button and the flag, and added some collision particles. Yeah, and I also found a lot of bugs, like the barrel getting stuck almost everywhere. I also thought about adding a pushback button, and I think I'll add it in the future, but I still think that the movement doesn't feel right. Even though I try to fix it, I don't feel that natural movement, you know? Let me know what you think. And now, second question. Am I wrong, or is this the perfect game for a phone? I mean, it feels like a perfect game for a phone, not for Steam or Nintendo. One button, simple controls, short levels. So yes, I think it would be a good idea to add touch input as a button as well. Same logic, same mechanics, just a different input source. Then we need to think about visuals, the environment, post-processing, shadows, maybe even a distinct art style, like comic outlines or very bold colors. Then we need UI, simple UI buttons, sound effects, maybe small animations when you press a button or collide with something. All the things that make a prototype feel like an actual game. So the main goal should be make this prototype appetizing for the player. you know? What I love about this experiment is that the constraints does not limit creativity, it focuses it. Once you accept that you only have one button, you stop thinking about controls and start thinking about design. Level layout, timing, player expectations, all of that becomes more important. And yes, finally, after more than 1 year, I started to use Unity again. So now I want your ideas. What should the next levels look like? What kind of puzzles can we build using only one button? Let me know in the comments and propose the next level. Let's see how far we can push this idea and how weird it can get. Should I make another level or should I make a 2 buttons prototype? And like always, thanks for watching.